Some points I want to talk about in the press that a lot of times players and even as coaches we don't understand, some points and rules of emphasis in the press. The number one and most important thing to understand is that your players need to understand why you press, okay? You don't necessarily press every time to get steals. The main reason you press is to create tempo in the game. Pressing will create tempo. You can't let your players get down if you don't get a steal every time down the court. Second point is it doesn't take but one person to ruin the press. Nobody can be lazy. You need 5 people working at one time on the press together, working as hard as they can. It only takes one person to break the press down. Third thing, you need to communicate. Communication is very important. We even have trouble getting our players to communicate all the time. They have to talk, and when we start in this, you'll see why and you'll understand why. Fourth thing, okay, your players need to understand, it's very important. You never steal the ball in the trap, you always steal the ball out of the trap. The last thing you want to do when you have someone in the trap is to bail them out by trying to slap and steal the basketball. You have your players that are outside the press in different areas that are anticipating and looking, trying to steal the ball. Next thing, you always have your hands on the basketball. We say hands, hands, hands. You always want to be tracing the basketball with both hands, following the ball. And you'll see us talk about this in our drills. You always sprint out of traps, but approach traps with caution. You sprint out with urgency, but as you close the trap, you approach with caution. We do this because timing is very important. Anytime you go to trap, it's important that you close your trap together. And you'll see us talk about that. We have to get there together for our trap. If one guy gets there too early, it's no good because the dribbler takes off. Very important that you always move with the flight of the basketball. A lot of people when they press and players when they trap, they watch the ball move and then they go trap. If you're a pressing team, you have to move when the ball is in the air. Don't wait for the ball to get there. You beat the basketball there and look where it's going. Very important rule for the back man. Never leave the hole. We call it the hole. You never leave it. Your number one rule is to give up no layups back there. Your back man either blocks the shot, takes a charge, or creates a jump shot situation. If you're pressing and a team shoots a jump shot, you've done your job. You don't want to give up too many easy ones, but you need to understand when you're a pressing basketball team, you're going to sometimes give up some easy looks. But the idea of pressing is to wear the opponent down and create tempo. And then the last thing, and probably the most important, is you must finish the press. There's no good to pressing and running up and down the court. You get good traps, you press, you get the team to quick shoot the ball, and you don't rebound the basketball. The press is not finished until you rebound the basketball and secure it to go the other way. You've got to finish the press. And by finishing the press, we mean rebounding the basketball.